Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Today's video is going to be a TBR video, but it's going to be a bit different to how I have been doing the TBR videos recently. I've been doing like the TBR jar format, but today I thought that it would be fun to do a unwrap my TBR with me video. So kind of like a blind choose my TBR, because there's a lot of books on my TBR, how many times can I say that word, that I wouldn't necessarily pick up in the near future. I feel like I've definitely been avoiding them, and when I do the TBR jar videos I do feel like I tend to just pick ones that I want to read immediately, and I think this would be a great way of picking some that I literally can't see. I'm literally blind to these books. I have wrapped them up. I tried to do them all the same and then I ran out of wrapping paper, so we had this like cute polka dot paper and then I ran out and we've had to go for some happy birthday paper, but I felt like that was fitting because March is my birthday month. So actually this is like my birthday month TBR, which is another reason this video is fun, because I'm literally unwrapping my books like presents and it's my birthday month, so that kind of fits as well. So I'm very excited to do this. I have seen this video floating around YouTube for a while at the moment. I feel like it's quite a popular concept and I just think it's really fun. So we've got 17 books to choose from. I'm gonna load up a random generator on my phone and just press the generator, see what number we get. I have numbered them all, and whatever number the generator chooses I will unwrap, and that will be part of the TBR. I'm gonna choose 6 books as per usual because I feel like that's just a great number for me at the moment, and it kind of gives me a bit of wriggle room to pick some other books not on my TBR. But I have been pretty good at finishing TBRs this year. I have pretty much finished my February TBR, which is pretty good, and I am really enjoying having my set TBR and reading each book that I have chosen, because it's kind of allowing me as well to get to some books that I wouldn't have read anytime soon. So yeah, as always, let me know if you read any of the books that I pick, and also let me know what books you loved in February, what books you had on your February TBR, if you loved them, if you hated them, if you maybe middle ground with them. I'd love to know. I always find it very interesting and I am always looking for more book recs. But without further ado, let's get into the video and unwrap some books. Okay, I've put my numbers into the random number generator and we're gonna just press generate. Okay, our first number is the number 7. I don't know if you can see that. We've got a number 7. Okay, interesting. So number 7 is a happy birthday book. It's quite a thin one, which I'm pretty happy about. With uni at the moment, I do not want to be getting thick books. Okay, let's unwrap. This actually feels like my birthday or Christmas. This is really fun. Maybe I should wrap all my books up all year round. Okay, but maybe I shouldn't look. I have kind of just looked. Maybe I'll look at the first one and then from then on you guys can look first and I'll look after. I was too eager this time. Okay, I'm happy about this one. I am happy about this one. Our first book on the March TBR is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Very sorry if not. This is the author of The Silent Patient, which I actually read back in lockdown, I think, when I kind of went through like a mini reading stint where I was just reading because I had literally nothing else to do, and I read The Silent Patient, really enjoyed it. It really caught me off guard, the twist at the end, and throughout the whole book I was like whoa, and I did really enjoy that. That was back when I was kind of like not really aware of all the types of genres you can get in books, and I was just sort of picking up thrillers. I feel like that's where everyone starts, and I was just going on Amazon and searching like top 10 best books right now, and it came up and I read it and I did really enjoy it, and I think this is his latest release, so I'm very excited. I think this does give off more summer vibes purely because it's set on a Greek island. I believe it's about 7 friends. I think they all kind of go on holiday on this island. It says there's a playwright and actress, her second husband, their son, there's jealousy, betrayal, unrequited love, secrets, lies. Wow. 36 hours after they arrive, one of them will be dead. That sounds really entertaining. It's also very snappy, short and snappy. We love to see it. I feel like I could really like binge this, maybe in like one sitting or something. Very happy about this. Let's pick book number 2. Generate. Okay, 14. That is my lucky number. We've got 14. There. That is my lucky number. I'm very happy about getting 14 because I love that number. Okay, we've got a nice polka dot one. It took me so long to wrap these books last night. I recruited my sister for help. This paper was like surprisingly difficult to wrap with. You guys can look first this time. I don't know if this is the cover. Okay, what is it? It's Rivals. This is such an anticipated one for me because I read... No, I didn't. I clearly didn't. I watched the Rivals TV series that came out on Disney Plus, I think a few months ago. I'm not sure. It's by Jilly Cooper. I'm pretty sure it's quite an old book. I believe that Jilly Cooper is kind of like the woman that has paved the way for romances like this. But I watched the series and really enjoyed it. I think I binged it in like a day or two. It was so good. If you've not watched the Rivals TV series, I highly recommend because the cast, the plot, the setting, the soundtrack, the outfits, the era it was set, everything was just perfection. It had the best cast and it was so entertaining. It was so good. There was so much drama. And then I was in Tesco and I actually found this lurking in Tesco and I was like, you're coming home with me? That's incredible. It is quite a thick book. I did just say I didn't want thick books, but I think from judging from the series and how much drama there is in this, I don't really envision there being a boring moment. Could be wrong, but I think that this is going to be like jam-packed with drama and I'm here for it. If you didn't know what Rivals is about, it's basically about these two men who are super rich. They live in mansions. It's like set in the 60s, I think. It's set in the 80s, my bad. And they both kind of own television companies and they're like rival television companies, and they've always kind of had this rivalry going on in every aspect of their lives. And they're basically just trying to be the better TV company. On the sorts of subplots of different drama, affairs, there's an age gap romance, there's a whole lot going on and it was incredible. I loved it. You've got one guy who is called Lord Baddingham. He is like the owner of one TV franchise and he's kind of like this man who, I think, did he always have a rich background? I'm not sure, but he like loves power and he is obsessed with getting the upper hand over the other guy, Rupert. Yes, he is kind of like this stereotypical media. He's always in the media. He's always like on the TV, having like scandals come out about him. He's this like rich bad boy, and they are always at competition with each other, and it was such a good TV series, so I cannot wait to read the book. Let's generate our third. We've got number 2. There we go. We've got number 2. Okay. It's kind of a thick one. Okay. I will not look. Okay, what is it? Can we see? Oh. Okay, interesting. Book 3 is quite a big deal over here. This is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This one I have wanted to read for the longest time. I feel like the series is so popular on Book Talk, and there's also a prequel series that you kind of read alongside it, and I've heard that the whole series as a whole is just incredible. There's so much world building, so much depth to the characters, so much detail, and it does kind of intimidate me purely for the fact that I have heard people say that Jennifer L. Armentrout does not leave a stone unturned and she will give you detail for absolutely everything. She'll even like drop in clues that she will refer back to as the plot thickens, which I feel like I'm going to have a lot of brain power while reading this. However, I'm so excited. I've wanted to read this for the longest time. I feel like it's just that push to actually get to it, but since it's on my TBR, I am really going to try in March to get to this one because it's so anticipated for me, and I feel like this could fit into a video I have planned for March. So stay tuned for that because this could definitely fit into that video, and I'm very excited. I'm honestly not too sure what it's about. I think we've got a maiden called Poppy. She wants to be a part of the guards, I think, but she has to prepare for her ascension to become worthy of the gods. And then a guard called Hawk, he's meant to watch over her ascension, I think. I think that's the love interest, perhaps. Is it forbidden love? So I think this whole series is kind of like the gods, monsters. I think there's quite a lot of different fantastical creatures in this series, and I'm very excited to give it a go. I am going to read it alongside is it the Flesh and Fire series, just to kind of get the best experience, but yeah, I'm so excited for this one. Okay, this is book number 4. What a coincidence, we've just got the number 4. Incredible. Okay, the number 4 is a nice thin one, thank God, because we have 2 big books on this TBR. Not looking. Can we see? What is it? What is it? It's back to front, but I know what this one is. It's Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This one is literally circulating TikTok all day, every day at this point. It's so popular. I feel like everyone is reading it, everyone is loving it, everyone is obsessed. And I had to buy it, I had to be part of this. I know that book 2 is out or coming out really soon, so that's incredible. I am so excited. I really do want to enter the dark romance genre, and a lot of people have told me that this is a great gateway into that because it's kind of more on the lighter end of the genre. I mean, I've not read it, it might not be, but I think it's like a good beginner place to start, and I have heard that it's quite funny as well, so it kind of like, it's like one of those more comedic dark romances rather than it being like a super serious one. A bit like Butcher and Blackbird, I believe. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be hilarious, and I'm really ready to have this on my TBR. This will be a great test for me to see if I do enjoy that kind of genre or sub-genre of romance, because I don't tend to read a lot of this kind of thing, so I'm excited. Maybe I'll read this one, and then if I like this one I'll try Butcher and Blackbird. This could also feature in a March video I was thinking about doing, so kind of perfect as well. I believe this one centres around like TikTok, and there's like a guy on TikTok and this woman comments on his videos and is kind of like interested, and I think he makes like thirst traps with masks on, guys. And he has this like online persona that the girl is interested in, and then she messages him, he replies, and then I feel like they spark up this sort of romance, I guess. And yeah, I've heard that it's really funny. I have heard that the audiobook is really good to listen to, but I don't know if it's on, because I do have a subscription with BookBeat, but I don't know if it's on there, so I'll have to have a check. But if not, I'm just going to read it physically. I'm sure I'll be fine. But yeah, I have heard that the audiobook is really good for this one, so if you are thinking of picking it up soon, bear that in mind, because that might be fun. Okay, we've got 2 more books to unwrap, so let's get the generator out. Okay, we've got number 5. We've just had 2, 4 and 5. Why are we getting them all so close to each other? I'm not sure. It's a thick one. It's a thick one again. Great. And I feel like from the feel of this, I know what it's going to be. I love this. Okay, can we see what is it? What is it? Knew it. Just a moment of dramatic silence, because I think I jinxed myself by saying I didn't want any thick books this month. And what do we have? 3 thick books. Great. This one is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I knew that it was going to be this one from the sheer density of it. It's the like sturdiest There's absolutely no movement to this book. It's the sturdiest book ever. And I bought it at the airport because the airports kind of do paperbacks when paperbacks aren't meant to be out. And that was last summer. And I was like, I'm going to get the paperback because I'm going to read it immediately. That was, I think, in like June. It's now March the next year. Cool. This one I have heard has the most sort of intense world building ever. It's got so much depth to the story, and I am so excited for it, but I am a little bit intimidated because it's obviously such a big book and the font is quite small, and also I have heard that people kind of have to really use a lot of brain power to understand everything and to understand what's going on and to kind of keep notes of things. I do believe there's also like a glossary. Yeah, there's like a really long glossary at the end as well, which I have even seen some people say that they had to keep flicking back to, which again, not ideal, but I am willing to give it a go. I think at the time I was more excited to read it than I am at this current stage, but I am excited because I do believe it's got like dragons in it and I love Fourth Wing. I'm just about to finish Onyx Storm, so maybe this will be great because I'll want another dragon book. But yeah, I think, so we've got an assassin, and we've got an assassin called Rave, and then a rival bounty hunter sort of gets caught up with her, and I believe, is he like the love interest? Yeah, I think he is. I think the love interest is a dragon rider, and I think that they're kind of both working towards the same end goal, so they decide to work together, perhaps. But yeah, I have heard it's like crazy good, and we've got so much to the story. I think that the second book is coming out this year as well, so maybe if I do really enjoy it I won't have that long to wait before the second book. Am I right in thinking this ends on a cliffhanger? I can't remember, but I do remember seeing Sophia Tuxford's TikTok, and she said that I think it was her, she said that she found it really slow at the start, but she gave herself another 100 pages, and then at like the 200 page mark things really picked up and she couldn't put it down, so maybe that will be the case with me. On to our last book, our sixth and final book, 16. Okay, 16. That's a solid number. What is it? What is it? Wow, this one is very, it's a good surprise, that's what I'm going to say. It's Mile High by Liz Tomford. This one is the first book in the Windy City series. I have heard people say that. I feel like the majority of people do say that they didn't enjoy the first one, but the rest of the series is incredible. But then I think is it Larry Reed who says that she actually does enjoy the first one? So I'm going to trust her, and I'm going to read the first one because I feel like I might like it. You never know, and it feels wrong for me to start a series on the second book, so I have to start on the first book. This is kind of a chunky one for a romance. I think every book in this series is pretty chunky, which I'm intrigued to find out why that is, because I think with a regular sports romance it's usually like half of this, and this is what, like a almost 600 page romance book. That feels a little excessive, but maybe there's lots to this. I think every book follows a different sport or a different guy who plays sports. I don't know what this one is. I think this one's a hockey one. He's kind of like this player, everyone kind of hates him, and the team has a private plane, and the FMC is the flight attendant on said plane. So I think that the main guy is kind of like this stereotypical sports player who is very cocky, very sure of himself, just basically a big player, and she kind of breaks that boundary down and sees that there's maybe something more to him. But I have heard people say they don't like this book because of the main guy, and he's borderline rude, so I'm a bit nervous to see what I think of it, but I'll definitely give it a go regardless, because I feel like the second book, The Right Move is it called, is everyone's like god tier contemporary romance book, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm very excited to start this series. And that is our stack of TBR books for March. We have such a solid TBR here. I feel like we have a lot of variety. However, we do have a lot of thick books. So whether I will finish the March TBR, I'm not sure. We'll definitely give it my best shot. I think that a few of the books that I've chosen will fit nicely into some videos I have planned. Let's run through them really quick. So the first book was The Fury by Alex Michaelides. This one is a thriller, which is always good to have. I feel like this will be a good palette cleanser in between the more heavier, bigger books. Then we have Rivals by Jilly Cooper. This one I do think that I could, because I've already seen this TV series, I could read it almost as and when throughout the month, maybe not in one sitting. But this might be entertaining to just pick up on a night before bed and kind of read a few chapters of, maybe. Then we picked up From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This one I'm so excited about, and I'm really gonna try get to this and prioritise it this month. It will fit into a video very nicely. I feel like you could guess the video that I'm hinting towards perhaps. And then we have Lights Out by Navessa Allen. This one is super viral right now. I really want to try it out and experiment with this subgenre of romance. Hopefully I'll enjoy it. I do want to see if it is as funny as people say it is, so I'm very excited. Again, this one could fit into a video I have planned. You could also guess that video too. I feel like I'm hinting to some very obvious videos. And then we have When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This one I am really going to try this month because I feel like everyone keeps seeing it on my TBR cart literally every time I do one of these videos, and it's to a point where it's like, when is it going to leave the TBR cart at this point, because it's there every time. I've picked it in previous TBRs and not read it, so this is the month. My birth month is the month. And the last book is Mile High by Liz Tomford. This also could be quite a nice one to read in between the heavier fantasy books because it's just a nice romance, it's cutesy, it's probably going to be very entertaining, and I'm excited. So this is the stack. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you enjoyed them, if you didn't, or if you also want to persuade me to read any of these and kind of like prioritise them, namely When the Moon Hatched and From Blood and Ash. If you want to kind of like, if you've loved them, maybe give me that push this month, that would be amazing. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. As always, let me know what is on your March TBRs. I hope you had a great reading month in February. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.